Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. This is the world's favorite place to go for fun and informative car talk and no nudity. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Rachel Perez joins us. She's going to talk about 93% of us drivers complain about each other. No kidding?
I was surprised it was only 93%.
I thought it would be 100%. Did you see what he did? We're going to get to the bottom of the bad juju. We'll have This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, our chief engineer, vacationing David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live program. If you're listening on a podcast, we thank you for doing that as well. Now let's get over to Rachel Perez. Rachel, good morning.
Good morning.
It's so good to have you with us this morning. I hope we didn't get you out of bed too early.
Thank you so much for having me. No, I'm wide awake and ready to talk about complaining about driving.
You know, all I need is you in the passenger seat next to me as we go down the road. I'll feel right at home. And you will too, because I'll tell you what, I can complain like nobody other.
We can attest to that.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to do with driving either.
Well, sometimes it does not, but I will tell you that they're usually, if I'm complaining, there's a four-letter word in that complaint somewhere that I'm not going to use on you this morning. So 93%. How come it's not 100? Did you just miss the other 7%?
Potentially, some people maybe didn't want to report how much they actually complain, especially that 35% of Americans said that they only complain one time a day. So who knows?
What?
Yeah. For sure. In some states, it was as high as 96%, so in places like Tennessee. But states like New Jersey and Iowa, it kind of wavered around the 93%. And it's the number 2 thing Americans are complaining about, right behind gas prices. So.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. And how many are in the survey? How many people did you survey?
We surveyed 2,000 people at Preply.
2,000 people. So a cross-section of America, all 50 states?
Yes.
Very nice. And how long did the survey take? About 10 minutes to dial everybody up and say, what do you think about everybody else's driving? You suck.
Yes, it was actually one of our faster studies to complete. We just asked them a series of questions about things that they would complain about, the quality of things, cost, their spouses. And then we were able to assign percentages to that. And then from that, we created a scoring rank of what Americans are complaining about the most and also what they wish they could stop complaining about, but they won't be complaining about. And
complaining about taking surveys.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they complain about their spouse that was sitting in the next seat?
A pretty significant percentage of Americans complain about their spouse. It's about 50%. So.
Is this survey, are these things available online that we could go and see?
Yes.
Take?
So at Preply.com, you can see our survey on the states that complain the most.
And what's the .com?
Preply.com. It's spelled PREPLY.com. .com.
Okay. Because I'm gonna print this out. I'm gonna make lots of copies and pass it out. And matter of fact, when that idiot in the grocery store parking lot really does a number on me, then I can take that and put that under the windshield and have them read that. This is you, Buster. Okay, so what? There's got to be more than just complaining about the driver. Did they complain about anything in particular about the driver or what the driver did?
No, nothing in particular about what drivers are doing. One thing that they did complain about, which kind of coincides with that, it's actually the number 5 thing Americans complain about the most, is traffic. So 87% of Americans are complaining about how bad traffic is. So that could potentially have to do with, some of the drivers in their region. But yeah.
So, I was funny you should bring this up because my thoughts went to a comment that I made to somebody just yesterday, as a matter of fact. It never fails that when you're stuck in really bad traffic and there is an alternate route, the alternate route also has road construction that has contributed to the backup of traffic that you're trying to get out of.
On the main
it's like,
drag,
you know, the left hand doesn't talk to the right hand. Oh, we're having construction on this freeway on this particular weekend, but there's really no other alternative, because if you go the other way, that would be the alternative. There's more construction down there.
Yeah, there's construction on the detour.
Yeah. So it's like, did you not talk to the other people on this? We're having construction here. Don't do it here on this weekend. Schedule it somewhere else.
And that definitely plays a part. I mean, in states like New Mexico, 98% of residents report complaining about traffic. So I'm sure that those states also see a lot of those kind of construction
delays.
Miscommunications. Yeah.
So is there a list of 1 through 10?
Yes, there is a list of 1 through 10.
Well, why don't we go through the list of 1 through 10? Start with 10.
Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up for you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you off guard.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for asking about the states that complain the most. Okay, so.
He just wants to see where he fits.
I want to see where I fit on the list. Am I 10? Am I 5? Am I 1?
Somewhere his name is on that list.
Did you find it?
Yes, I did, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, go.
The top 10 topics Americans are complaining about the most in 2024. The number 10 is other people complaining. So people write about
I knew that I would make the top 10 list, and there I am at number 10.
Number 9 is the weather.
The weather, okay, yep.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Number 8 is work. Number 7 is physical health. So a lot of people complain about their back aches, their stomach aches, their arthritis. Number 6 is a lack of income. Number 5 is traffic. Number 4 is politics. Number 3 is the actual quality of our goods and services. A lot of people are very upset with the quality of goods and services nowadays.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 2 is how people drive. And number 1 is the cost of things.
Yeah, very interesting. Now, when was this survey conducted?
This survey was conducted earlier this year, in roughly around March.
March. So it's
pretty recent.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. While you were going through that list and talking about complaining, I thought, now here's something for your to-do list today, and that is try to get through the day without complaining about anything. Can you do that, Rachel?
Can I do that? Oof. I would have to think about it. Honestly, it would definitely take some conscious thought.
Are you married? Are you married?
I'm not, no.
She's not married. I was going to say.
That saves a lot, right?
That zips off a bunch of those right there. And then I was going to follow that up with, well, do you have children? But obviously those are all off the board because, as your children get older, you start complaining about things that they're doing or not doing, and that would be under the complaint list. Try not to complain about anything. Okay, so I'm going to let it be known to the entire world, today is the day I am going to do my best, make a conscious effort not to complain.
Today?
And
well, you done blew that.
Yeah,
well,
5 minutes
starting now.
Starting now, okay.
I got here at 10 to 7, and he was complaining he was hungover.
Man, last night was bad, Rachel. Do you have that on the survey, being hungover?
No.
Well, Rachel, I have
Didn't
to
make
admit,
the list.
now that you've brought that up, I have to tell you that I had one too many margaritas last night, which was not good. But I'm feeling much better now. Thank you for asking.
So at 9:38 Saturday morning,
I'm not going to be complaining.
There you go.
You write that down.
We better.
How people drive. Did you drill down into any of these answers?
No, we just asked moreover just general topics. So we had 29 topics in total that we asked about. We asked about people's relationships to, one another. Do they complain about coworkers, significant others? We even asked if people complain about like passwords and verification codes and how annoying it is to have to put in 12 different codes to get into an account. But we didn't specifically break down portions about driving.
But like on the driving, was there something in particular like not using turn signals or tailgating or waving improperly?
Yeah, with that middle finger.
We did not take that data, but I'm sure that would be number one.
See, when you agreed to do this interview,
She had no clue.
you had no clue what you were getting yourself into, did
So
you?
she's going to go complain to her boss. Don't put me on that
That's right.
again.
Don't ever get me lined up with these guys ever again. So do you guys do these surveys frequently of different things?
Yes, we do. We do states that are the most disciplined. So we do actually have some data on driving about that. We do a variety of different surveys just about how Americans relate to one another. Preply is a company that is about communication, and so they love to learn how we communicate with one another and how we kind of set up our lives. So yeah, we do a lot of surveys like this with driving components, interestingly enough.
So
We need to be on her panel.
We need to be on your complaint panel.
Yeah.
And the go-to guys that complain about everything all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? When we do one specifically about driving complaints, the first email will be to you.
That's
Perfect,
it.
perfect.
Bars?
Perfect.
Yes.
We'll be ready. We'll
Okay,
be looking for it.
we're ready for you.
And we have friends.
Oh, yeah, we got lots of friends, especially in the car business, whether they bought a car, selling a car, whether they sell parts or services, whatever. We're car connected, so we've got that going for us or not. Not sure.
Depends on
It depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
You know
God,
what? The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
absolutely.
right.
Now, where are you located?
I'm located in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Oh, Orlando.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. So, did you ever work for Disney?
No, I never worked for Disney.
No? Are you from there originally?
I've been living here for about 20 years. I'm
Okay.
from New Jersey originally, but basically.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Well, good. Well, because, at some time or another, I would like to think, and this is my own sick way of thinking, that, when you think of Orlando, you think of, amusement parks or places to go and things to do, and it's all, visitor related. And I think that would be good. So is the company that's behind all of this, are they located there, or are you a remote operator?
No, I'm a remote operator. The company that did all this, they have their basis kind of in the UK, but they're an international company. They're a language learning app, and they also have tutors, and they have tutors all across the country, actually all across the world, really. And they tutor people in over 50 different languages. They have 44,000 tutors. So everybody in this operation is very kind of spread out.
Well, I find it fascinating, and you're an excellent representative, and we love talking to you, and we love your smile and all of the information that you bring about complaining. Somebody's got to complain about something, and let's drill it down to cars and driving habits.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a lovely Saturday morning.
Well, we're so glad, and I know that you've got big lunch plans, and I know that we're invited, but, there is that distance thing, so we'll have a hamburger with you from Jack in the Box or something.
And we'll complain about it.
All right.
I don't want to go to Jack in the Box.
Rachel, thank you again, honey. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
You do the same.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. That's interesting. He's not going to make it to the rest of the show without complaining. You realize that.
I'm going to do my
But I
best.
wrote it down. 9:38 right there.
9:38 right there.
I haven't complained yet.
I was going to say, we got time.
Let's see. I was just going to say we're only 5 minutes into this self-inflicted gunshot wound that I have here. All right. We got a couple of things to get to. Is it okay if I do my car review?
Yeah, I got you all queued up.
All right. Well, very good. I'm going to do the car review now. Had a chance to drive the 2025. This is my first 25 model car, the Mazda CX-70. This is a standard SUV. It's bigger than you think. Available trim levels, the 3.3 turbo, 3.3 turbo S, the plug-in hybrid PHEV, and then the goes down into other things called the preferred package, the premium plus package. Lots of options. They package all of these things together, and you get a little bit better deal as opposed to picking each one of the features that you want on your car. Again, standard SUV, seats 5, so it's only a 2-row. And I'll tell you what, I appreciate 3-row SUVs, there's no doubt about that, but I have to tell you that the 2-row SUV works for me. Now, if you've got a growing family, then you may want to look at a 3rd row, and if that's the case, then you want the CX-90 from Mazda. And that's really the big difference between the 70 and the 90. I had found that out. It's all new for 2025. This is a brand new vehicle. Conservative, modern styling with familiar Mazda logoed grille, huge slab side doors, redefined rear lighting with fastback style hatch glass, great wheel offerings depending on the model. Here's the question. Is Mazda positioning itself toward a luxury line of vehicles?
Ooh.
That's the question that I have after being in this. Jeff, you saw it. You went, wow, this is really nice.
Car.
It's beautiful. And that goes to the interior. Interior highlights, high-quality seat design and materials with, get this, an Alcantara dash accent that really gives it a real sense of luxury. In-floor storage under the rear seat, which is good. Colors with materials options are awesome in this. The dash instrument cluster is good. Cargo trunk room, awesome with that less 3rd row seat back there, so you can actually put stuff in the back. What I liked about it, the overall layout gets an A from Mr. A. What could use improvement? Now, this does not go under the complaints division that we talked about, okay? The infotainment operation has always been cumbersome in the Mazda line. Now it seems outdated and it needs a brand overhaul. That is my complaint, if you will, about the Mazda line. 3.3-liter inline 6-cylinder with, get this, 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. It acts like a V8. Transmission, 8-speed automatic, tow rating 5,000 pounds. As far as gas mileage is concerned, 23 city, 28 highway for a combined of 25. I got 26.1 over 290.9 miles. Again, plenty of power, V8-like smoothness to it as well. Ride and handling, smooth, car-like. What could use improvement? It's heavy. 4,863 pounds, 2.5 tons basically. Base trim price, I didn't say it was cheap. Base trim price $55,950. Prices tested $57,920. But guess what? That fits right in with all of its competitors, as you'll find out here. Base model price, you can get in one of these for $40,445. Competitors, Honda Passport, $41,900. Jeep Grand Cherokee, $36,495. These are entry-level prices now. VW Atlas Cross Sport, $36,985. So they're right in that $40,000 entry level. But boy, I'll tell you what, this is one nice vehicle. And I'm telling you, I have a feeling, based on what I saw with this vehicle, that they are headed toward coming up with a premium line. They're going to call it something. I don't know what it is, but this thing it's as close to premium as you can get. And this is a Mazda, my friend.
Yeah, so a couple of the others have done that, kind of stepped out with a premium line because they don't want to lose.
Toyota's got Lexus.
Yep.
Name them. I mean, they've all got a premium brand, and this one, you'll probably get it soon. And when you do, I think that you're going to agree with me. You're going to go, wow, man, this is a Mazda?
I'll be really glad to see that because my wife's car, we had to go out of our way to find a mid-size SUV that only was 2 rows, that didn't have that 3rd row.
Right.
So I like that idea because it just seems to have much more room for what we do.
I was just going to say, because not everybody needs a 3rd row.
Right.
Or if they have a 3rd row, they don't use it very often, if at all.
Yeah, that's us,
Yeah. Okay, now, Mr. Mars, I have something lined up for you, and I'm not complaining yet.
Could throw that in.
But we do have the events calendar. Did we do that already?
Yes.
We did that.
We're gonna
That's
do
the one
history.
that threw our timing
Oh,
out.
I'm sorry. Okay. This is This Week in Automotive History. Let's do that.
Very good. So this past week in automotive history, June the 23rd, 1966, the National Traffic and Safety Motor Vehicle Act was passed in the United States. And this is the legislation that led to the mandatory federal safety standard of vehicles, crash test basically. And it's actually done a lot to improve automotive safety thanks to our family of crash test dummies that have worked real well over the years. Then on June the 26th, 1956, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956. This is what created the interstate highway system. And it created the interstates across, and it just really changed the way that Americans traveled because they had so much easier access to get around the world. Then on June the 27th in 1985, naturally, U.S. Route 66 was officially decertified on this date. Now, this is they decided that it was, they removed all the highway signs, designated that it was a highway in 1926 from Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica, California, across 2,200 miles, and they just took all the signs down and said this is no longer a big highway. June the 28th in 1953, the Chevrolet Corvette, the iconic American sports car, was first produced, and it was known for its distinctive design and powerful performance, and it's still going, 8 generations now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then in June the 29th in 1964, the production of the Ford Mustang began at the Dearborn Assembly Plant in Michigan. And it also created it was a very successful and enduring muscle car.
That was at Dearborn Assembly and not at the Rouge River plant?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's when it started.
Huh.
So it created the whole pony car era, when the Camaros came out and then the Challengers and the Cudas. I mean, it really changed things.
I've been to the Michigan Assembly Plant. I think you have too.
Mm-hmm.
We went there for it was a truck. It was a truck factory at the time that we visited.
Okay, yeah. So that was this past week in automotive history.
Wow. Well, that was quick.
Mm-hmm. Trying to make up for the events.
There you go.
The ever ongoing events calendar that went into October of...
Okay, complaining.
Nope, I'm not. I'm just making a point that it went into October of this
just
year.
making an observation.
Close.
But some of these events, you start looking at them, you got to do some planning if you're going to go off to some of the Arkansas events and stuff. You might want to plan your vacation. So trying to reach out there, some of them a little bit further out so people can plan.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. I can't get over the interview with Rachel. I really liked her, and I liked her information. Can't get over it. All right. We have some news stories from Automotive News. A Michigan experiential marketing firm that creates exhibits at the Detroit Auto Show and other trade events around the country has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Dun, dun, dun.
The filing does not specify a reason for financial insolvency, but it comes as EEI Global's core business faces immense stress. Many trade shows, including the Detroit Auto Show, are a shell of what they were before companies pulled back spending on traditional experiential marketing to adapt to shifting consumer trends. Auto shows were once critical for car makers to reach buyers, but that has changed. Many automakers and suppliers have scaled back their participation in trade shows in favor of unveiling vehicles and products on their own terms using social media.
Yeah.
EEI's clients include some of the world's top auto brands such as Chevrolet, Cadillac, BMW, and Ram, according to its website. It also does business with top suppliers including Magna International, Denso, and American Axle and Manufacturing. Those are huge companies that supply the automotive business. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're behind.
Well, let's take care of that. We're going to take a quick break, and we will have more after this brief message.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
Thank you for joining us here on today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. 2 luxury vehicles were stolen by one or more thieves who texted the delivery drivers and provided new drop-off locations.
Oh.
One theft involved hacking into the delivery company's dispatch system to obtain details about the vehicle and where it was to be taken. That information was enough to convince the driver the new instructions were legitimate. The criminal actually hacked into the driver's portal and knew what vehicles were being transported, according to Stephen Yarev, CEO of Dealer's Choice Auto Transport.
Wow.
The thief happened to reach out to the driver, acting as if he was the receiving party, and gave him all the right information, told him where the car is supposed to go. After the 2024 Mercedes Maybach GLS 600, worth about $200,000, was dropped off, Yarev discovered what happened and texted the thief. "You stole from the wrong guy." The person replied, "That's what the guy with the Cullinan said as well. And thanks for the free Maybach dog." Thanks for the free Maybach
The transportation
dog.
company. Have we had them on? Dealer's Choice? Have we had them on before? Sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
It does sound
I think
familiar.
that we may have had them on.
We may have had them on the air.
Oh, my God. I think you may have to give them a call, Mars.
Yeah.
And talk to them and say, "Hey, would you like to..."
I'm looking for my Maybach.
I'm looking for my Maybach. Dog. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought that was
That was good.
Interesting story. We got more coming up in the next hour, and we got more of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, and that's all going to happen right after another quick break. So we invite you to stay with us.
Yep.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartPodcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.